Good morning. This is Mona, and this is my morning view. She spit out her pill right onto the deck. This is Mona, and this is my morning view. And today it is Spring Edition 2026. Wonderful Wednesday. It's going to be a gorgeous day. It's going to be warm. I'm tempted to just take this off right now, but I'm going to wait. Yeah, so I'm out here with the dog. She's doing better. She's doing better with her bathroom issue. She is not doing better with her limping. She's still limping. So, not sure. You know, we've taken to her to the vet. The vets don't know. So, that's where it is. Other than maybe taking her back to the vet for a shoulder x-ray, which she would have to be put out for. Because they said the angles that they have to move her shoulder would be painful. And so they would have to put her out for that. And I don't really like having to take her down to the vet because she gets anxious. So, in the meantime, the kitty cat's having a problem. So, it took me a while I had to call him this morning because I couldn't find him anywhere. And I was already knowing he was having a problem, so I wanted to find out where he was and whether he was hiding, because cats will do that. They will hide when they are not well. And so I went on a search, couldn't find him. I then started calling out his name. He finally came out of the back room. And so I got to keep an eye on him. So that's where we're at with him. All right. Because we found out last night that he was not doing well. Okay. So, next. Wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday is the day that I give gratitude and thankfulness to the Lord for giving me this space here on social media. So, He's given me a voice, and I can speak, maybe not eloquently, maybe lacking elocution lessons, but He has given me a voice all the same. And for that, I give Him gratitude and thankfulness. And I do that every Wednesday because it is me giving back that space to Him for acknowledging that He's given me this. That I don't have this on my own. And so, that's where we're at. So, wonderful Wednesday. What are we talking about today? I had another thought that I was totally going to go down. I remembered my thought last night before I went to bed. I wrote it down real quick. I woke up this morning and it's like, nope, not that thought. I'm going to have to shelve that one for another day. But this one, in fact, I might shelve that one for Friday. I got a couple of thoughts. I've got several thoughts in my head. So I might shelve that one for Feisty Friday, or I might do a different one for Feisty Friday. Not sure. But I'm not going to do it today, because today I'm going to talk about Moses. Moses, which was not the subject matter I was going to talk about. So, you've heard me mention about Moses not going into the promised land multiple times because he struck the rock when he was supposed to just speak to the rock. And people were like, man, that's so harsh. You know, it just, at the moment, he got angry and struck the rock. I mean, what's the big deal about that? And I've always said, hey, look, Moses has intimate relationship with God. Face-to-face, mouth-to-mouth, close, intimate relationship. And so he was required more than what he, than you know, the rest of the Israelites had. So it required him to follow the instructions more clearly because he had clear instructions, right? So we've talked about this, right? And then something was brought to my attention. Moses represents the law. The law. So this is another type cast. It's another picture of salvation. It's another picture of salvation. So here is Moses. He represents the law, and he cannot bring the people into the promised land. I think it's in Deuteronomy. Don't remember the verse. But it's saying, hey, Moses, I just wanted to show you the land. Okay, this is the land that I promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his descendants. Right? Here it is. Look at it. See it. But you can't go in. You can't lead them in to the promised land. You couldn't lead them into the promised land. Joshua led them into the promised land. Joshua used to hang out in the tent of meeting. He would hang out where the Lord's presence would just fill the space. Joshua, his name is Yeshua. Yeshua. It's the same name of Jesus. Jesus is Yeshua. See, we get caught up in our like Greek English, this morph of name that comes across as Jesus. But Jesus and Joshua are actually the same name. Yeshua. Yeshua. I may be pronouncing it incorrectly because, I'm an American that has been around a lot of different dialects and languages, and so my speech at any given moment can sound like any number of places I have lived and been around. And so it's a hodgepodge mix of speech. And I still give God thankfulness and gratitude for giving me this voice. All right, so here Joshua, the same name, is the one that leads the people into the promised land. Not the person that represents the law. Why? Because the law cannot get you there. The law cannot get you there. Only the grace that Jesus provides can get you there. It's only through Jesus that you can go into the promised land. So, where does that put our thoughts about Moses not being able to enter into the promised land and this harsh, this harsh penalty for disobedience? I think Moses knew. I think Moses knew the real reason why he wasn't going into the promised land. He spoke face to face. And if he speaks face to face, he knew the real reason. Yes, he messed up. Yes, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He did a little bit extra. We don't need extra on God's assignment. We only have to do God's assignment. But Moses, being intimate with the Lord, I think he understood it wasn't going to be a punishment. He may not have gotten the whole gist. He may have not gotten it, spelled out to him on a silver platter, but he was probably comforted, even though he couldn't go in. That maybe it wasn't a bittersweet, because he went from there to paradise. And now he's in a real promised land. He's he's with Jesus. He's with that which he pointed towards. So, we don't have to sit there and think God's a harsh punisher for mistakes that we make. Because, let me tell you, I've made a heck of a lot harder, worse mistakes than Moses did. A lot worse mistakes. Like, they're all like running through my head, you know, of growing up, of all the stupid mistakes that I made. Some on purpose. And some in a spur of the moment of passion, like Moses had. Because you sit there and you think, okay, he killed a guy, but that's not why he couldn't go into the promised land. So he killed a guy and he was forgiven. But he strikes a rock and he's not. I don't think it was about forgiveness or the lack thereof. I think it was because he represented the law. And the law cannot bring you into the promised land. It can point you to the promised land, but it can't get you in. It only takes Joshua in Moses' day, Jesus in our day. The law can't get you there. Only Jesus can get you there. All right, blessings, everybody. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow for Thirsty Thinking Thursday. Wow, it's that day again. Thirsty Thinking Thursday. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, make sure you go over to YouTube, Mona E. Harrison. You'll see my white hair, my beautiful face. You'll know you're in the right spot. Go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment, both here on Facebook and on YouTube. And, you know, get all the bells and whistles. Hit notifications. Get them all. And make sure you go and peruse some of my other videos that are already uploaded. This one will be uploaded tonight. Or tomorrow. Probably tonight. All right. Blessings, everybody. Have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow.